Grains dominate staples in Ghana, with rice being the second most consumed after corn, which account for 62% of total grain output, rice 16%, sorghum 14%, and millet 8%. With average annual production of 1.75 million metric tons since 2016, corn is the mainstay of the diet for majority of Ghanaians and an increasingly important component of the livestock feed sector, as well as the nation's brewing industry. According to the Ghana Grains Council, the country's adherence to industry standards will give Ghanaian producers the advantage to access high-end markets where they can benefit from premium pricing to boost profit margins.
Fortunately, the Food and Drugs Board this year has really set up a desk at their office which is looking into the grains that are being sent for processing. Initially, their concentration was on processed food, but they've realized that the source of the raw materials for processing is very critical to get the correct quality and the food safety issues met at the factory level. So now, in collaboration with industry stakeholders and actors, including Ghana Grains Council, they are making sure that warehouses are certified at the various markets, the Chiman, Edra, Tebubu, Accra, Abubushi, and all those other places that have Malatat and those places that have grains in large quantities. Samples, as we see them going around taking samples of drugs and testing to see whether they are meeting standard. The Food and Drugs Board has also decided starting 2021 to start enforcing this. We are also grateful that through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, their agency, the PPRSD, there is now a regulation going to Parliament for aflatoxin control.
The Council's Executive Secretary, Afaribea Boahen, says higher aflatoxin levels found in food threaten the health of consumers as the substance has been identified to be one of the major causes of liver cancer in humans. She explains that aflatoxins in animal feed can also infect and contaminate livestock and eggs, making them unsafe for consumption by humans. The Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, which is mandated to ensure enforcement of GSA standards for various industries, will from January 2021 commence certification of warehouses in major markets as well as testing of produce to ensure compliance across the country. Mrs. Afaribea Boahen commended the Busak Fund for financing advocacy campaigns and spearheading the cause to ensure aflatoxin regulation laws are passed by Parliament. She says general compliance of industry standards will give Ghanaian producers advantage over competition from other countries within the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
And when that regulation comes to force next year, it becomes mandatory for everybody who sells or imports grains into the country to meet the minimum aflatoxin content, that is 10 ppb. So any produce that exceeds this limit of 10 ppb can be seized. And aflatoxin, as we all know, is carcinogenic. It causes cancer of the liver. So if we don't enforce standards to protect ourselves, we may be falling sick, and it also affects even the animal growth. It makes them stunted, and the product that comes from the animal, the eggs, the milk, the meat, they all get infected when the food that they feed on are infected with aflatoxin. So I think that standard enforcement, which has three components, safety, quality, and sampling and testing, is very important to be enforced so that we are able as a country to access premium markets like the Ghana cocoa, making profits and selling at premium. The grain industry should also be taken as a business, and our farmers and all value adders must come on board to make sure that standards are enforced, so that we can also take opportunities that are coming up, like the African Continental Free Trade. Which standards are we going as an industry to sell on? Otherwise, if we are not prepared, the countries that are prepared and they have put standard in place, if care is not taken, take up our market. So agriculture, when it comes to the grains sector, must also be taken as a business, and we must make sure that standards are enforced to profit us all and safeguard our quality and safety.
The Ghana Grains Council is a private sector-led initiative with members drawn from players in the grain industry whose businesses range from production through harvesting to storage and processing. Since 2010, GGC has been advocating for favorable policies and enforcement of an agreed code of practices for the development of the grain industry in Ghana. The council works for the best interests of actors in the grains value chain to achieve improvement in productivity, quality, and greater commercialization.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our Citi TV YouTube channel for more videos on the business dashboard.
Tune in and stay updated on the key business news stories of the day with Business Dashboard every weekday at 7 p.m. only on Citi TV.